Okay, or 28 members in Crestview High School Ski Club went on a one-day ski trip. Members can rent skis for $16 per day or snowboards for $19 per day. So ski and snowboard, and there are 28 members. Okay, the club paid a total of $478 for rental equipment. Okay, a lot of information in this problem. Oops. Write a system of equations that represent the number of members who rented the two types of equipment. Okay, so it's asking us to write the equation. So what we can do is we set the number of students who chose snowboards. I'm going to set that equal to x. Okay, you get the idea. So for y, I'm gonna say just I'm gonna say ski for x because they came first. So I'm just gonna say for y, it's the number of students who got or who borrowed, rented snowboard. Okay. So I'm not really saying y snowboards, but check number of. How about that? Number of snowboards. Alright, so once I set these variables, all I have to do is piece them together in the context of the problem. So I'm going to get x plus y equals 28 because they can only borrow one. I don't think there's a constraint where you can get both. Let's make it simple. They can't get both, so they either choose ski or they either choose a snowboard. So we'll have x plus y that has to add up to 28 total number of students, and then we have a money here. So this is like a number of people, and we have a money where $16. Okay, I'm gonna ignore the dollar sign. $16 per day, and it's only one day, so you can also ignore the per day part because it's a one-day ski trip. It's kind of tricky here. So 16 times, I'll say x because it's a ski for 16. If you say 16y, then you're gonna get wrong. So make sure you are answering this correspondingly. And you have a 19 per day for the snowboards, so you have to say 19y because we set the y equals the number of snowboards, basically number of students. Okay, so we have 478 on the right side. So this is our system of equations that answers 24. Now moving to 25, it's asking the specific value of x and y. Basically, it's asking the identity of x and y. So there are multiple ways we can approach. We can use either substitution or elimination. In this case, I'm gonna use elimination because what I have to do is just multiply by 16 on the top equation, so I can have 16x, 16y, and 28 times 16. Let's find that. 28 times 16, you're gonna get 448. Well, as you see here, maybe it's better to have this on the top. It really doesn't matter, but a lot of students do not like negative numbers, so I'll go with the flow. So 16x plus 19y, you get 478. I'm just copying down the bottom equation, and then the top equations, all I have to do is just multiply by 16 on that. Then I get 16x plus 16y equals, the value was 448. Now we have to subtract it. Here's a very we have to subtract it. Here is something that students really make a mistake. They don't realize that negative is being distributed. Okay, so if you got an eraser, you could just make this positive and then make it negative and negative, or if you're like me, you can just do this mentally. But you know, the beginning students, for the beginning students, I recommend you actually change that to minus, 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 and then just add them up. Okay, so choose whatever you want as long as you get the right answer. You're gonna see that x's cancel out. This is the whole point of doing the elimination method. And then for the left side of the equation, I'm gonna get 3y. Again, that minus is being distributed to our 16y, and also that minus also has to be distributed toward our 4, 4, 8 here. So notice how this can be just 30. Then our y equals 10 if we divide it by 3 on both sides. So that means the number of students who borrow the snowboards are 10 people. So, and then the number of people who got the skis gotta be 18. Use the first equation to find the other variable because it's easier than obviously this bottom equation. Okay, so I got the answer, but some teachers probably won't like that. So you probably want to answer this in a sentence. So we'll say, because the first question was number of skis that got rented, so you have to say 18 students rented skis and 10 students or 10 members rented snowboards. And that should be the complete answer, and you should get full credit.